All right, today we're going to be going over how to use Zapier with your Zoodealio account. For those of you who don't know, Zapier is a great way for you to move leads from your Zoodealio account into a CRM or a different location. So let's get into it. Now, the first thing we'll want to do, if you haven't already, is create a Zapier account. There's a bunch of different ways to make your account. Once you have it, you should be taken to a dashboard. At that point, you'll want to head over to Zaps and just go ahead and create a Zap. So you should be taken over to a screen where you're going to select your first trigger. And basically what a trigger is saying is when something happens, it's going to take an action. So what we're going to want to do is type in the search bar for Zoodealio. You should see Zoodealio pop up as one of the options for the apps within Zapier. You can just go ahead and select it. What we're going to want to do is select the trigger event. So you can see we have a bunch of different options here. Probably the one that's going to be used most is property created. Basically what that means is anytime a property is submitted on your Zoodealio site and a lead is created, you can have that trigger to take an action, such as moving the lead and the address into your CRM and kind of creating a follow-up campaign for that. Obviously, we have other options as well, such as users being created, when you're adding new buyers in your system, when notifications are read, etc. If you have any questions on how any of these work, feel free to reach out to the Zoodealio team, and we'd be happy to help you out. For now, we're just going to go over the property created, as that's probably going to be the most common one used by yourself. So if we go ahead and pick the property created option here, you can see now we can go ahead and hit continue, and it's going to ask us to pick our account. Now, for those of you who haven't done this before, there should be a button to connect a new account, and you should see this pop up appear. And with this, you'll want to type in the subdomain for your Zoodealio account. So if you're logged into your Zoodealio agent account, you should see the URL at the top. It'll have something.zoodealio.com. So for example, mine is cashoffers.noah.zoodealio.com. And then you just go ahead and put in the username and password you'll use to log into your Zoodealio account. Once you hit yes, continue, it should log you in, and then you can pick your account from this drop down here, like I have already done so. So now we can go ahead and hit continue. And it'll go ahead and test the trigger. What this will do is pull a client from your Zoodealio account and show you the information just to make sure everything is working correctly. So as you can see here, we pull out the stages, the customer's information, the address, as well as your own information there. So once we can see everything's working correctly, we can go through and hit continue. And now we can pick the second app, which is what will be linking to Zoodealio. So here you should be able to type in your CRM, or if it's not appearing, you can go to your CRM's website and check their integrations or reach out to their support team to see if they integrate with Zapier. Most of them will. And there's a bunch of different things we can do here. Like I said, we can integrate with different CRMs. You can have it email you when a lead comes in. You can add it to a Google Sheet. You can do a bunch of different things. So what I'm going to do is just go ahead and hit sync, which is the CRM I personally use. And I'll just go over and have it create a lead. So what this is basically saying is whenever a property submission is done on my Zoodealio account, it's going to add that property submission's information, so the seller's information and their property and all the other information they provide, and it's going to create that as a seller lead within my sync CRM. And then on the CRM side of things, I can say, hey, when this lead comes in from Zoodealio, put it on this drip campaign, right? So it's kind of a mix of moving leads from Zoodealio into your CRM or other location, and then on that other location, such as the CRM, you can set different things up to say when this lead comes in, do X, Y, and Z. And again, if you have any questions on using your CRM specifically with Zapier, you'll probably want to reach out to your CRM, as we don't have the tools to provide assistance with every CRM that's out there. So once you've submitted your CRM, as the app you want to use, you'll obviously have to log in. That process will vary depending on which CRM you're using. So again, please reach out to the support team of that CRM or software you are trying to integrate with if you have any questions. So once you have that app set up and linked, you should see a bunch of different options depending on your CRM or app that you're connecting with and what they allow you to zap into their platform. So as you can see here, I can pick the cell phone, the full name, first name, last name, email. I can put a CC email, different types of phone numbers, the full address, the address broken down. I can assign it to an agent or a partner. I can assign a listing agent, a label, which is, like a tag. I could assign them as a buyer lead, a seller lead, a first-time buyer, distressed seller, etc. So I have all these different options that I can do. This will change based on what CRM or software you're integrating with, obviously. But basically what we're going to want to do here is scroll down these fields, and when you click on it, you'll see these options pop up. So for example, here it's asking for cell phone. So I can just type in customer phone, or phone, excuse me, and you'll see customer phone appear. Now if I just click that, this is saying whenever a lead comes in from Zoodealio, it's going to move it into my sync CRM, and it's going to take the phone number from Zoodealio and make that the phone number in sync. And you'll just go through the form and do that for everything. So for example, here it's asking for the full name. So with this, I can hit show all options, and I can see the first name, and then I can put a space bar, and pick last name, right? So now this is saying whenever the lead comes in from Zoodealio, it's going to move into sync. It's going to take the first name, a space, and the last name, and use that as the full name. And so we just go through and continue this again. Customer first name, select that, and then last name, we'll find customer last name and put that in there. And you'll just go through and fill all of these out. Once you're done, you'll go ahead and hit continue, and then it'll have you test the submission. So if you go ahead and hit test and continue, it'll take the lead that was pulled for the test on Zoodealio side, and then it'll send that into whatever app, software, CRM, whatever you're linking to, it'll send the information into there. Now, once you have this saved, you can then turn it on, and once it's turned on, depending on the plan you have with Zapier, every few minutes or so, it's going to check Zoodealio, and if there is a new lead, it's going to take that lead and basically do the actions that you told it to. So in our example, whenever a lead is created on Zoodealio, it's going to send that to sync and fill out the sync lead the exact way I put it on within Zapier. So that's how Zapier works and how you can integrate it with Zoodealio. Again, if you have any questions, we'd be happy to help on the Zapier and Zoodealio side of things. However, if you're having issues linking your CRM or have questions about different fields within your CRM or other software you're using with Zapier, you will have to reach out to the support or assistance from that specific company, as we wouldn't have the tools to help you with that directly.